Assalamualaikum. Welcome to this video tutorial on ASP.NET 4.5 for King Faisal University students and for others who want to learn ASP.NET. This is part 7 in this series entitled Match Statements in ASP.NET 4.5 using C Sharp. Some of the most often used data types in C Sharp are byte, int, short, long, float, double, decimal, char, string, datetime, and bool. To declare a variable, you need to start with the data type followed by the variable, and it must be terminated by a semicolon. To convert values, we can use convert method or parse method. For example, if you want to convert a string value to double, we can use double.parse string value or convert to double and then the string value. The basic arithmetic operators are star or asterisk for multiplication, slash for division, percent for modulo division, plus for addition, and minus for subtractions. For other functions, you may use the math class, like you get the absolute value, the floor and the ceiling value, the minimum or the maximum between two values, the power, some trigonometric functions, and even the values for e and pi. Let's proceed with activity number 6, where we will create an ASP.NET website and place it in C ASP Activity 6. We will create an ASP.NET web form named Basic Math that contains two text boxes for two numeric inputs, four buttons for the four basic math operators, and a label for the result. We will create events for the four buttons for their respective computations. Let's create our website, file, new website. We'll put it in folder activity 6 and we will create our first web form. We'll call it basic math. Let's go to the design view. I'll first type some text like first number and then I'll double click text box, enter second number, and again I'll double click the second text box. Now we will place the four buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the end I'll just again write some text, the result, and then the label object. Let's change the text properties of the button. For button 1, let's make it the plus sign. For button 2, the minus sign. For button 3, the star or the multiplication symbol. And for button 4, the slash for division. Now we're ready to put some events. Let's start with the first button for addition. So that our code will not be that messy, we'll declare a variable right after the class declaration. We'll declare two variables, n1 and n2. They will hold the numeric equivalent of the values that we're going to enter in the text boxes. So this is button 1. We're trying to get the sum of the two numbers. First, let's convert those string values to numeric, to double. Let's use first convert to. Later we'll use parse convert dot to double the value in text box 1 dot text. The same thing for n2. We will use convert to double the value inside text box 2 dot text. Okay, now that we have the numeric equivalent of the numbers, we can already add them, and the result will be placed in label 1 dot text is equal to n1 plus n2. But of course, the result is numeric, but to put it in label 1 dot text, we have to convert it to string. So again, we'll use convert dot to string, and we'll put parentheses for n1 and n2 and semicolon. That's it. Now let's go back to our web web page and create a second event for minus. This time we will use parse so you can see the difference. We will parse the value in textbox1.text. The result should be double. So it's double that parse the value in textbox1.text. Also, for n2, we will use double. It should be capital. That parse, it's textbox2 dot text. Okay. The result the same. We will put them in label 1. That text is equal to n1 plus n2. But again, these are numbers. So to convert them, we will use the other converter to string method. To string. I think that's it. It's correct. So we can use the small d or the capital D. Let's move to the third one for the multiplication. This time I'll just copy and simply change the operator to multiplication. Before I forget, this one should be minus. There's a second button. And the last one is for the division. Again, we use division. That's it. Let's try to look at the result in our browser. So if I have numbers like 2.76 and 1.76765, if I add them, if I subtract them, if I multiply them, and if I divide them, these are the answer. Good job. Let's continue with activity number 7, where we will create an ASP.NET website and place it in CASP Activity 7. We will create a web form named Math Functions that contains one text box for the numeric input, 5 buttons for ceiling, floor, cosine, sine, and tangent values, and a label for the result. We will create events for the 5 buttons for their respective computations. Let's create our new website, file, a new website. We'll put it in folder activity 7. Okay. We'll create one web form and we'll call it Math Functions. We'll go to the design view where we will put a text box, 5 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a label for the result. We'll try to change the text properties of each button. The first one is the floor. Second is the ceiling. I think I interchanged them, but I guess it doesn't matter. The third is for the cosine, sine, and tangent. Now we're ready for the events. So again, why don't we try a straight code for the the method without using any variable? Okay, the result will be placed in label 1.text, and of course we have to convert the value that is in text box 1.text. We have to convert it to a double. So let's use convert to double. We'll put parentheses. So now we have a number that is of double data type. We have to get the floor of this number. So we'll use math class and floor function. That's it. Then we have to convert it to string. So again, one parenthesis and another parenthesis. And again, we can use convert dot to string there. And we have to end it with semicolon. That's it. Now let's go to ceiling. I'll just copy again this formula, but this time we're going to get the ceiling of the number. Let's go back to our web form. This time for the cosine, we'll just change it to COS to get the cosine. Then for the sine, there. And the last method or the last button is for the tangent. You can see here that we did not use any variable. We computed the value straight and placed the result to label1.text. Okay, Kalas, that's very easy. Let's try to see the result in our browser. Let's have a number like 90.76. What's the floor of that? It's 90. The ceiling is 91. The cosine, the sine, and the tangent. Well done. Thank you for watching this video. Mas salama.